What's up, everybody? Today I am at a local nature park, and something that I like to reiterate over and over again to my friends who want to get into birding: you don't have to go to crazy places to find crazy birds. You can just go to your local parks or local nature parks, and there are amazing birds that you can find there. So all you have to do is step outside, basically, maybe go a few blocks, and you can find yourself amazing birds right in your own neighborhood. You may have heard that in the background. That is a ringneck pheasant, which we did get on camera. So super happy to get the ringneck pheasant on camera. Every region of the United States is going to have different birds that visit your parks, but there are amazing birds in almost every part of the United States. Another bird that we were able to find up on a nesting box was an American kestrel, which is one of my favorite falcon species. It's absolutely beautiful, orange coloration on it, little spotted chest. Beautiful bird, happy to get that on the list. We also have some more common species here, like your mallards in the pond, as well as your Canada geese. So we're gonna continue walking down this trail and see what other birds we can pick up. Pretty cool. I love little like informational signs here. Looks like they say they get bobolinks, which would be a lifer for me. So I'm gonna have to come back here and see if they actually get bobolinks, because that would be an amazing bird to pick up on my list. Another bird that I was able to pick up on my list for the day is, of course, the red-winged blackbird. Another pretty common bird for this area. One of the earliest spring migrants to arrive. Despite its commonality, it is a beautiful looking bird. Super happy to get that. Let's see what else we can find. Looks like there are fireflies here, which is cool. I did not know we had fireflies in Cache Valley. All right, lastly, we picked up an American robin to wrap up our trip here at this local park. Let's head to our next park and see what else we can find. Right, I'm at park number 2, and this one has a pond, a pretty large pond actually, and so there's a little bit different birds here, but again, local park, amazing birds. The first bird that we were greeted by was a great-tailed grackle. I love that bird. It's got an iridescent shine to it, the males. The females are a little chocolatey brown, so beautiful bird. We also were able to run into a red-breasted merganser, which is really, really cool to pick up as well. This is the time of year to see them in Utah, so they're starting to pick up in abundance, and I've seen them the last couple of trips that I've been out birding. We also picked up double-crested cormorant as well, swimming in the water. Those haven't arrived in the numbers that we're going to see them in a few weeks, but they're starting to arrive, and they're a beautiful bird as well. I found out the other day that they're called a double-crested cormorant because they have tufts on both sides of their head, so double crest. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what else we can find. Was able to pick up some pelicans flying through the air and one on the water, so that's pretty cool. I love American white pelicans. They're huge. They look like airplanes as they fly through the air, so that's pretty awesome. Also picked up some white-crowned sparrows. Those were super abundant in the late fall, winter period. They become a little bit less abundant, but they're still sticking around. And then we also got some footage of some western grebes out in the water. So when you throw water into a local park area, you will get even more diversity of species. And really, you just have to go down the street to your local parks or your local ponds, and you can find a whole bunch of birds basically in your backyard. Also picked up a killdeer. This one was super camouflaged, so I almost missed it, but it's amazing. They just lay their nests down on the ground right out in the open. They have really good camouflage, so it's actually pretty difficult to see them, but you can definitely hear them.
As we continued walking down the trail, we ran into this beautiful pair of redhead ducks swimming in a flooded area north of the pond. We then came across these Canada geese with beautiful little goslings just swimming along as happy as can be. We then ran into these American avocet, which the shot's super blurry because the grass kept getting in the way, so I apologize for that. And then we also ran into a cinnamon teal, which is a fan favorite duck and one of my personal favorites as well. And then probably the biggest surprise of the trip was this eared grebe. It's got its breeding plumage. It looks absolutely beautiful, and it was swimming along. And so we just wrapped up our trip here at Bountiful Lake, and we're gonna move on to the next park shortly.
All right, I'm at one more local nature trail near my house, and we picked up some cool birds. We started off with some pine siskin hanging out in a tree next to the nature center. There's some feeders here, a lot of birds in the area. I also got my first ever shots of a chipmunk species, I'll put the chipmunk species up on the camera. I don't usually identify mammals, but I think I'm gonna start doing that just because it's not that hard to figure out what they are. And then lastly, I picked up a red-breasted nuthatch on the feeders. That's my best shots ever of a red-breasted nuthatch, so that's a beautiful bird. A lot of people love nuthatches, and the red-breasted nuthatch is one of the most beautiful. So we're gonna continue walking down this trail and see what else we can find. Picked up some mountain chickadees, which is always a pleasure to see. Cute little birds with that beautiful call. And then I got to see one of my favorite birds of all time, which, I mean, finally, because we've been walking along this fast-moving river, and this is the perfect habitat for them, but picked up American dipper. One of the most amazing birds. It dives into that fast-moving water and eats up larvae and other insects. And it's so cool because it's such a tiny bird. You'd think it would get swept away, but it doesn't. It stays up, jumps in the water, jumps back out onto the rocks. Absolutely amazing bird. All right, finishing things up here for this video, we ended up seeing 40 species of bird. That's absolutely amazing. Just going to local ponds, a local park, and a local trail. Make sure you visit your local parks, ponds, and trails. There's some amazing birds so close to your home. You don't have to go to any types of crazy places to see amazing birds, as proven by this video. Let me know in the comments below, what's your favorite local parks to go birding at? Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I hope to see you all next time on Bright Eyed Birding.